Shooting guard time!
Basketball!
Manco over here. I'm Dustin. This is the Shooting Guard Show, Tiers and Rankings.
Pumped for basketball.
2013-2014
Love it.
season. Check out all our other Tiers and Rankings videos, sleepers, busts, all that good stuff. Got any questions, post them in the forums. Brent, Tier 1.
Alright, Tier 1, we only got two guys. We got Harden and D-Wade. D-Wade's ranked a little bit lower. Injury scare is certainly an issue. But Harden just put up ridiculous numbers. 26 points, almost 6 boards, about 5 assists, 1.8 steals, and 2.3 threes a game. He just fills it up across the board. Dwight Howard might hurt him just a little bit, but he'll probably take pressure off Harden. We expect another big year out of the guy with a beard.
The shooting guard position isn't really that deep in my opinion, because even in Tier 2, you already start getting into some question marks, and the first one being Kobe Bryant. You know, there's going to be some reports that are going to be optimistic. There's going to be some that aren't as optimistic. My guess is he'll probably be back somewhere closer to December. I think he'll probably miss the first month.
December 8th.
But even with that being said, I'd rather have Kobe Bryant minus a month than the guys below him, including OJ Mayo. But I still do like OJ Mayo. Is another guy I want to talk about. New home with the Bucks. Had a really good year with Dallas last year, but new home with the Bucks. They should ask him to do a lot. He should score a lot of points. So I do like OJ Mayo as well.
Alright, Tier 3, I'm highlighting 3 guys. The first one's Bledsoe. We have coming in number 8. He's over with the Suns now. He should be playing the 2 guard. That's why he's ranked here, obviously. But when he filled in for Chris Paul, he fills up the stat sheet. So you're going to get steals. You're actually going to get a sneaky decent amount of blocks out of him for as little of a guy that he is. The points, the assists, the boards. Well-rounded player. Gotta love that in fantasy. Next, at number 10, big shocker, I'm going to be talking about one of my boys, and that's Bradley Beal. Side note to Beal, he grew an inch this summer.
That's such a weird report.
It's awesome. So he grew an inch, so it's going to be amazing. Now, of course, I love Beal for his shooting, but I really love it because I think John Wall is a phenomenal point guard, going to be wide open, going to be knocking down shots for you. And then we got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, we kind of went back and forth on him. He had an amazing run towards the end of the year and in the playoffs. A big part of that, though, was he was playing like over 40 minutes a game, which was just insane. So with Derrick Rose there, he takes a little bit of a hit. So don't get too crazy on Butler, but he's going to be locked into the 2, and he does have talent.
Tier 4, decent amount of scores for you. J.R. Smith's the first guy. He's good at scoring points. He's good at making threes. And he's also good at smoking weed, apparently, because he's going to miss the first 5 games with a suspension. Not a big deal. 5 games, you miss him out maybe a little more than a week. So, J.R. Smith, we still got him. First guy in Tier 4. And Dion Waiters is another guy I wanted to talk about. Really came on last year. Solid stats for this guy. And Cleveland just doesn't have that much talent. They're going to ask him to do a lot again this year. I think he's a really safe kind of mid-round pick if you're looking for some points at shooting guard.
Tier 5, I'm highlighting 2 guys. The first one's Ben McLemore. And the way I really look at Ben McLemore, he's a very similar guy to what Beal was last year. Beal was taken late in drafts, but then certainly had fantasy relevance. I think McLemore is going to be pretty similar with it. He's got a nice shot. He can drive fairly well. I think he'll have a decent role out there with the Kings. Fair warning though, Marcus Thornton still is in the mix there. Next at number 21, we got JJ Redick, and he would be a little bit higher, but then you got Crawford there, so he's going to cut into his minutes. But JJ on that team is going to have some wide open threes. Chris Paul giving the ball, and Griffin's always steadily improving. He's going to hopefully start seeing a little more double teams, a decent passer out of Griffin. So, JJ hitting threes. Standard little white guy.
Tier 6, first guy, the rookie we want to talk about is Caldwell Pope for Detroit.
Pope!
This guy does have some potential. He's going to be battling Stuckey for some minutes. That shouldn't be
battle too hard.
That shouldn't be too much competition, but you do have to ask yourself as far as Detroit with how they kind of babied Drummond last year. Are they going to do the same thing with Pope or Caldwell Pope? But the upside's still there. He's definitely a guy that's going to be on everyone's sleeper list. He certainly has an upside. Next is Alec Burks for Utah. Not a ton of upside other than the fact that he's going to get the minutes, so he's going to have some stats. So here's a guy that's just young, has an upside, and is going to get minutes, so you got to give him attention on draft day. And then Jeremy Lamb's another guy I want to talk about. He's going to kind of take over the off-the-bench role that Harden and Martin have served for OKC over the last couple of years, so you know that role has done pretty well.
Score and roll.
I don't know if he'll be quite to that level, but he's certainly a guy to pay attention to.
All right, in Tier 7, I've talked about Thornton a little bit. Dustin's already told you that Stuckey's terrible. So the one guy I'm going to highlight, and the other thing is, know that these guys are ranked because we're highlighting a lot of the young guys, because maybe those are some of the guys that you don't know. So another young guy is CJ McCollum, and he's with the Trailblazers. Is who he is with. And he was another mid-major guy, similar to how Damian Lillard came to Portland, had a big year. He's playing behind Wesley Matthews, but this kid can flat out score. So he's a great late round gamble. And I don't know if he takes over for Wesley Matthews, but there is the outside chance that they could go with the mid-major backcourt out there.
And our last tier, obviously there's not really anyone here you're going to get super excited about, but I want to talk about John Jenkins out there in Atlanta. You're going to want to pay attention to that position battle out there. Korver's in the mix, but I see him more as a 3. So it's just pay attention to that, because I think Jenkins could have some late round value if he does end up winning that job.
You would talk about Jenkins. You love him.
Why not? And then Courtney Lee out there with Boston. The Boston, who hardly has anyone left from the team last year. Someone's going to have to score out there. I don't love Courtney Lee, but Crawford's probably going to come off the bench and have more value than Lee, but Lee should still play 25 to 30 minutes a game, and they could ask him to score more points this year.
So that's it. These are our shooting guards, tiers, and rankings. Be sure, again, to check out all the other videos. Post in the forums if you got any questions. Follow us on Twitter at Fantasy Advice. Fantasy basketball is almost here. I love it. Bullets, making the playoffs.
Subscribe.
Thumbs up. All those fun things. Yay.